It's Johnny Dare, Nycki Pace. Thursday, guys. Bert Kreischer is tonight. That's going to be a great show. I'm excited about that. Guns N' Roses on Saturday. Craig Gass in Knuckleheads, the gospel room. So we're trying to explain to somebody about Knuckleheads if they've never been there. It's pretty hard.
I meant to say this the last few days, but I'm like, he's taking an Uber there, right? He's not going to try to drive and find it. I know the guys travel the world, Craig.
Gas?
Craig,
oh, no, he'll drive himself.
I know that's how he operates, but damn, it is sometimes hard to figure out.
You can GPS it, but you're right. And that's what I explained to him. I go, listen, you're going to think you're going the wrong way, but you're not going the wrong way. You are going to drive through the factory, and it looks like you're not going where you should be going, but you're going the right way. Trust me on that. Just trust the GPS, go to Knuckleheads. But it's such a great story, and again, these are the places that disappear, and you'll never have stuff like that again. It was a railroad depot, then it was a motorcycle, it was a roadhouse, it was a motorcycle parts place when it was FOG, when it was Fog, and then Frank changed it into a music venue, and I'll not get the history perfect, but you'll have to bear with me. The original building is there, the Roadhouse. That gets converted to a live stage. They put the gospel room in for really fun shows of that nature. Then the outside stage, the caboose, it's right next to a train track under the overpass, this old railway building, and then across the street from it was a garage for God knows how many decades.
Right.
When that guy decided to pack it up, Frank found a way to crowdfund it and buy it, and extended the entire bar. Now there's another room to play. So, and that room's probably 500 to 800, and it's a beautiful room. It really is a great place to play. Then you've got the outside venue, and sometimes I've seen it where they'll play the outside stage and then open up the entire area, including the street, and it extends to both sides. So there'll never be another place like this. It is truly a Kansas City treasure. You have to go. Now, if you're looking for the latest, greatest ultra club look, this is not going to be for you.
Oh, no, you should go there. I think you'll love it.
Yeah. But there's something so Kansas City about rolling up on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon in the summertime. There'll be 40 motorcycles outside, cars in the parking lots, blues playing live on the stage, some kind of a jam session where people are tagging in and out, cold beers going everywhere, food's coming out of the kitchen. There's all these different cubby holes and places and bars and seats to sit at in different areas. It is, you've lost 3 hours all of a sudden. You're just like, wow, and the train's coming by and it's such an interesting, to me, it's such an interesting place. And there's nothing else like it.
It makes no sense that it's there, but it makes perfect sense that it's there.
Absolutely. It could only happen there because if you tried to build it, it would be far too expensive to make something look like this.
Right, but he somehow managed.
Well, he used what was there. It was really a garage and really an automotive place. It really was a railway building. It really was a roadhouse with an upstairs apartment. And a lady lived in there, and those guys all looked after her until she was too old to live there anymore. And I believe she's passed away now, but she was there all through the beginning years. She lived upstairs. All those bands are playing, and they all took care, made sure she had food and took everything was fine.
How cool do you have to be that lady, by the way?
Right. There's a lot of great stories about that place. And the neighborhood's slowly getting kind of torn down now. I noticed that somebody's been buying up those little houses, and trust me, it'll be there a while because they're definite hard holdouts. But because it's so industrial down there, more of those houses I see get bought and raised. And again, these were not great houses. Most were squatter houses.
Yeah.
Because that neighborhood, I've been a lot of places, but I wouldn't just go strolling on through in the middle of the night, just peeking around.
The Greater Casey Home Store, not necessarily running down that street.
There's a church down there that's really, I'd love to see the inside, but I'm half terrified to get out of my car. So it's an interesting area. And again, Knuckleheads is completely safe. I mean, I'm not referring that it's not. I've never had any problems down there.
What's funny is that's its character. And there are great people all around it. It just has that look.
Yeah, no, it's just fun. Those were Gas is doing his show. 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday.
Celebrating birthdays today, Nicole Richie's 42, actor Luke Wilson's 52, and longtime friend of the show, Dave Coulier, is 64.
Dave Coulier! Coulier has been a friend of this show for a very long time. He's one of the nicest people we know. And I don't want to be a fly in the ointment, but it's always amazing to me, giving his clean brand of comedy, that he still returns our phone calls. Because much like with our parents, we must be a constant source of disappointment. Happy birthday to longtime friend of the show, Dave Coulier. In a weird way, I feel like Dave stays friends with us because he feels like he can fix us. In essence, we're his stripper. I can save her, dude.
Sadly, there's a good chance that may be true.
In news this morning, automakers are continuing to lay off employees as the contract talks between the UAW, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis continue. Practice picketers have started around the nation, including Stellantis headquarters. They had sent workers, by the way, at its factory in Perrysburg, Ohio, home this week, and expecting to lay off employees in Kokomo, Indiana. GM has also sent 2,000 employees home here in Kansas City, Kansas.
I hope they get that resolved for everybody. That's
sooner than later.
Yeah, no, the workers. I mean, this is. It's such an unfortunate thing, and so many people have a lot of opinions. At the end of the day, I have very simple ones. I'm always pro-worker. I'm always the guys who have to get up in the morning and go do the job. They have traditionally and historically been the ones getting the screw. It's just the truth. So if you're anti-union, that's up to you. I'm not telling you got to be pro. I'm telling you, I know this. Historically, the workers have always taken it in the ass, and the rich get richer, the poor get the picture.
A draft resolution, I didn't get a chance to tell you this yesterday, a draft resolution to oust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House has reportedly been found in a bathroom at the Capitol building. The Daily Beast said the motion was found by a reporter Tuesday on a baby-changing table in a bathroom under the House floor.
Someone left it out. They were in there taking a leak and walked out without their paper.
Reporter Matt Lasso posted pictures of this on X or Twitter, whatever we're calling it, and said the resolution was being put forward by your favorite, Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida, who's been calling on McCarthy recently to cave in his demands for the far right. It's not clear, though, they say, who left the motion in the bathroom.
Or they didn't really want to file it, and they wanted someone to find it and
did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes. This also happened. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. A spokesperson for Donald Trump Jr. confirmed his X Twitter account was hacked Wednesday morning. A post around 8 a.m. on Trump Jr.'s account claimed former President Trump had died and he would now be running for president in 2024. Another post mentioned, quote, interesting messages with Jeffrey Epstein. And the last post, North Korea is about to get smoked, was up. Post that had since been deleted and Trump Jr.'s account had been restored. Kraft Heinz is recalling more than 83,000 cases of individually wrapped Kraft Singles American processed cheese slices because part of the wrapper could stick to the slice and become a choking hazard.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just going to leave that there.
You know, I feel like these are the moments you just let it go. If you can't figure out cheese, maybe it's for the best.
I think of when you talk about your dad, like, you're just that stupid. Maybe it's supposed to be.
Yeah, my dad, if I would have choked on the plastic and he would have had to pay to take me to the hospital and there was a medical deductible, oh my God. If you think there would have been any mercy, any empathy, any understanding in his heart, it would have been starting with disappointment, then yelling at my mom for
being so mad about
for having
being
me.
so stupid.
Yeah. And then just yelling at me for costing the family that much money.
I feel like that's a test we should have as human beings every 3 months anyway. They should distribute Kraft Singles to everybody in the country. And if you can eat it without choking, you move on with your life.
Well, here's what I feel like would happen in my life today is I wouldn't choke on it. I would just all of a sudden be like, what is that smell coming from the grilled cheese? And then I'd be like, God damn.
A poker player who lied about having terminal cancer to raise money for the World Series of Poker won't give the money back. This cat's name is Rob Mercer. He raised more than $12,000 claiming he was dying. Mercer came clean
Time for
this
some
week.
of those prayer warriors to get together and pray for a little cancer.
Came clean this week, said he lied about having colon cancer because he was embarrassed to tell people he might have breast cancer. The 37-year-old Mercer was eliminated from the poker tournament.
Oh, dear Lord ahead. If you could give him a quickly metastasizing terminal cancer. Painful, painful, painful cancer, starting in his penis and going up to his brain. Thank you. Amen.
It does end with, he's essentially been banished from the poker community. Your people don't even want you.
If you lie about having cancer, when so many people's parents and loved ones and family
Kids,
members
anyone.
and kids have died of cancer, and you take that money, like, literally, if you think I'm a bad person, I really meant that prayer. I really hope it hurts on the way out.
A nationwide operation led to arrests of more than 100 fugitives in Kansas City. U.S. Marshals arrested 4,455 fugitives across 20 cities in the third Operation North Star. They seized over 500 firearms, more than $1 million in illicit currency, and 85 kilograms of illegal drugs during this operation. In Kansas City, marshals were able to make 104 people for arrests, seizing 10 firearms. This operation, by the way, dates back to July of 2022. Looky, Bonner Springs might get cleaned up. They're hoping to build a new apartment complex at the site of a former eyesore in downtown. City plans to build a 100-unit, 4-story residential apartment complex with 31 studios, 46 one-bedroom, and 23 two-bedroom units. Be located at 120 Oak Street.
Oh, I know where it's at. That's great.
At the site of the former Bonner Springs Thriftway and Dollar General that was demolished back in May.
Oh, Jesus God. Oh, no, it should be great. The Section 8 it up. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. What do you think stack trailers that high?
The project received a moderate income housing grant for $1.7 million
Of course it did.
from the Kansas Housing Resource Corporation.
We need moderate cost housing. It's an important part of this world. It needs to happen. With that city, remember, this is the same. They run everybody out. They blow businesses out. I've never seen a city council screw up more chance for commerce than these guys. Now, in the middle of their downtown, if they move this in, is chase off every other business and run them all out.
The city of Bonner Springs said this is the first time Bonner Springs has received a grant for housing.
Yeah. No, this is the same. Remember, this is the same one that spent millions, tens of millions of dollars on their own city hall.
Oh, yeah, the building that you said almost no one goes into.
That they blew out the guys who had the haunt that we helped.
That's right.
At 3rd Street. Then they blew them out and then took that old building and put way too much money in it. Literally tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars.
For what?
Oh, so they could put moderate housing another block and a half away. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great place.
According to the Kansas City National Security Campus, the U.S. will spend more than $750 billion over the next decade to overhaul nearly every part of its nuclear defense and replace systems. In some cases, are more than 50 years old. But until each of those programs is ready, it's up to young military troops and government technicians across the U.S. to care for the existing bombs, often through delicate maintenance performed by hand. Music news, AC/DC strongly rumored to be planning a massive 50th anniversary world tour in 2024, marking their first full-scale tour since 2016. It's not officially been confirmed. Some mounting evidence suggests the likelihood of a major AC/DC comeback next year. The band will make their long-awaited return to the stage in October by headlining California's Power Trip Festival, along with Metallica and Guns N' Roses. Frontman Brian Johnson recently hinted the festival show could pave the way for more concerts, saying, "I've got my fingers crossed. Everything's going okay. The most important thing about it all is the eagerness we all feel. The juices are running again." Vanna White will return to Wheel of Fortune without Pat Sajak. The letter Turner has signed a deal that will extend her contract for 2 years. The 66-year-old got a substantial pay raise and an increase from her current $3 million per year salary. Vanna reportedly hadn't had a raise for nearly 2 decades.
Well,
you have the worst agent, by the way, in the history of ever, dum-dum.
Well, yes and no. She really is not a very important part of that show other than looking at her. And you can only get paid so much for getting looked at. You know, she was just a wheel, right? She just shows the letters.
She used to turn the letters. Now they light up, and she just basically touches the letters.
Yeah. So I don't know that she really does have the worst agent. $3 million she was making, huh?
I know that's crazy money.
$3 million. But let's put it all in perspective. Yes, that show makes a lot of money. Yes, Pat Sajak made a lot of money, but he had to host it.
Yes.
Literally, this is her job. Boop.
Pretty.
I don't know, man. $3 million. I'll touch dicks like that.
Google real quick. Here.
You know, yeah.
Google real quick,
In fact,
Ryan.
I feel like, at least emotionally, I'm forced to a lot in this business.
Do me a favor. While I keep reading this, look up Ryan Seacrest, what he's rumored to be making to come on to replace Pat Sajak, because I think it's a big fat chunk of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? I mean, so compared to that, you're like, and here's your $3 million, girl. Thanks for hanging in there.
No, and you're right, and they're gonna pay him.
Yeah,
because they're trying to extend the franchise.
But the thing about
but he's getting paid because he's Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah. Thing about Vanna not working hard anymore, she doesn't even turn the letters anymore. She pushes a button.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me bad, but it does fire folks up.
No, I don't even think there's a button on it. I think they just, when she touches up near it, they light it up. Some dude in the back eating a ham sandwich.
I don't know if you ever saw the week that she had to host, or maybe it was a couple weeks, filling in for Pat.
$28 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
I know.
I feel like, and I don't know, but it feels if it was an unknown guy, I think he'd beat $3 million like she is, which is still
More
a lot
than
of money.
likely.
But it's Ryan Seacrest, so.
But they love Seacrest.
If you
and
want
give
Ryan
him everything.
Seacrest, then you got, that's the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Season 41 of the game show kicked off last week, which will be the last for Sajak. With the 2-year deal, Vanna will work with Ryan Seacrest, will take over Sajak next fall.
Sajak only made $15 million. I say only, but so almost doubled Seacrest because he's Seacrest. I think with the story of this is, I wish I was Ryan Seacrest.
My God.
I would have looked at him and been like, who, that vanilla son of a bitch? But he is he's the perfect, he's not offensive.
No.
I guess he's high energy guy, but no way does he say anything of any consequence. It is a nonstop eruption of absolutely harmless words.
He's always...
Old ladies are like, I feel like he is trustworthy.
He looks like a nice young man.
That's it. That's it. I took the wrong path. I did. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. What's it say? Hold on. I think he's referencing something earlier. So hold on a second here, Nate.
Yeah.
Brett, because Brett was on hold. Brett, what do you got? Hey, Brett, you there?
Brett?
All right, here. Just put him on hold. Let me know what he does. Jake, thank you, Jake. I can't thank you enough. Jake was giving me the big 3. Take the call. Take the call. I'm like, oh, I should listen to Jake.
How's it going, buddy?
He says he's on there now. I just picked up and he was there. He goes, I don't know. Something was going on my phone.
Yeah, you weren't on it.
Yeah, you weren't listening.
Hey, what's up, Brett?
Hey, Johnny, my name's Brett. I work for one of the utility companies in town, and I actually have photos of the inside of that church if you'd like them.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd love to see him, man. What's the inside like? Is it worth saving, or is it going to have to get knocked down?
I would imagine it's going to get knocked down at some point. The main floor is completely fallen down into the basement, but there's
too bad.
Some beautiful graffiti lining all the inner walls of that church. It's actually really cool.
And I bet and all the stained glass has got to be gone by now.
I'm pretty sure it is. You're right.
I looked at buying a church with another guy over in KCK, over in Strawberry Hill, years ago.
I love stained glass.
We talked about looking at it for Michael Ballard's Full Throttle and and having it. We just throwing a lot of ideas around. We toured that thing. It was absolutely amazing. I went with British Lee, climbed all the way up. I have no idea why this real estate agent would let us, but we climbed all the way up into the very ceiling of that crazy church in KCK. How we didn't fall through and die, I have no idea. No idea. It's absolutely insane, but it's. I love that stuff, man. When you were through there shooting photographs, what were you doing it for?
We were there to disconnect one of their utilities from the building.
Got it.
And honestly, it could be torn down. This was a couple years ago when I took those pictures.
Yeah. No, super interesting, man. I love the old buildings around here. Love them.
Yep. It's really cool. It's something to see. I'll make sure I get those photos to you.
I would love. Jake will give you my email. Hold on a second. Stay right there. Thank you, Brett. I'd love to see those, man. We really there's a whole society of urban explorers, and I'm always tempted to try to reach out and just see if they'll let me go with them.
Just to tag along quietly.
Because I love that stuff. And these guys go through old tunnels and they find old buildings.
You told me about the tunnels I had no idea that existed.
So
no clue.
Now we're going right down a rabbit hole.
I know.
I'm sorry. I
This is our
apologize.
finally story, so go with that.
Give me the final story.
It is a Florida man by the name of Melvin Clinton was caught on a Ring security camera pouring gas all over a 4-door Jaguar, setting it on fire. One report said the car belonged to Clinton's ex-girlfriend. Another said it belonged to his cousin. Turns out both reports were correct. Police contacted
I don't think this is that good. That's pretty good.
Police contacted the owner, showed her the Ring video, identified Clinton, told officers that he is her cousin and her ex-boyfriend. She told police that she and the cousin had been dating, once lived together, but had a fight, and he allegedly left her house and took off with the car. He later told her that he set it on fire. He's now under arrest, charged with second-degree arson and third-degree grand theft.
So I was telling you a long time ago about the Lost Tunnel. I believe it's 8th Street Tunnel. And it used to go from downtown through Kansas City to the West Bottoms. And it was lost years ago, decades ago. They took it off the plans. So if you look at very, very old photographs, you start Googling 8th Street Tunnel, downtown Kansas City, you'll see it used to come out of the side of that hill where I-70 wraps around.
Okay.
And then goes through past the River Market and then rejoins I-70. And what's the name of the company?
Well, it's SS&C now. It was DST.
Yeah, it was that. So as SS&C, their parking lot, I think, broke through and they refound this tunnel. So it used to come down, and then there was a big bridge, like a railway, and it went right down into the West Bottoms. And when they shut that down, somehow it got removed from the plans, and people forgot about this. But the whole time, it's been underneath Kansas City. And there was 2 tunnels originally. Then one was considered to be too steep, so they took that one and filled it, and they have the other one now. And there was a lot of talk about it that had gone all the way to Union Station. I don't know that to be true, but I do know there was a station that would do pickup. Why do I know this? After all these years, I looked for the entrance of it. Remember, we went down and searched for stuff.
I remember you trying to take an effort at this.
And then we tried to get an okay to go in with this building. And every once in a while, they would open up the door and give a slight tour. They even built a little infrastructure, a wooden walkway inside, and strung some like work lights so you could go see the old, and it's old, beautiful, oval-shaped train built with bricks. So all of this I've known about for years. Really excited about the idea of one day getting a chance to actually see that part of Kansas City. Mm-hmm. I'm in Curacao talking to George Sr., George's father.
Right.
Big George starts to tell me the story, and we start talking because he was in the movie industry here in Kansas City. He worked for the big theater companies, bringing in back in the days when there'd be junkets, when the stars of the movies would come through.
Would come in and try, yeah.
And he was part of this entire world, and he grew up here in Kansas City. So when he was younger, and now I will get part of this wrong, but we're talking, and I go, oh, there was a tunnel. He talked about how it would be so hot during Kansas City summers, he would work. And during the day, when they would get off, he would go to a movie theater and they would sleep in it because it was cool. They had air conditioning there, or they would sit in the cool air. And then he was talking about how when they would get off work at another place he'd work, he would take this 8th Street train. I'm like, what? He wrote it before it was shut down, and it was how he would get to work and how he would get out. And he literally was part of the train. I pulled up the pictures. He's like, that's exactly where it was.
God.
We start talking. Well, I'm like, you're the only person I've ever, like, people don't even know about this. You rode the goddamn train, you know?
Of all people, too.
Yeah. And so but historic, like he has such a great memory, much better than mine. And he remembers all of downtown, and he remembers the names of the streets, where it came in, where it went out, what they were doing, what year it was, how the whole thing went together.
What connected to what,
all of it.
How is this not a documentary? If it has been or hasn't been, I don't know.
Let me just tell you one of the million reasons I love that family. So the reason these things were coming out is George, his son, my good friend George Kieffer, was documenting all of his father's life and all of his father's life. So they would sit and do interviews, and then George, my friend, loves film editing, and that's why his son also loves film editing. He's going to go to school to become. He's going to go he's going to go to film school, and so he's taking his father and then finding all these images from the eras. And as his time went by, like the history of his family, how they grew up, where they worked, the things they saw, the people they met, the stories they tell, and then illustrating it with video and photographs that are time correct. And he has painstakingly done this. In fact, there was a big panic while I was in Curacao that they couldn't find the 3 hard drives, and George. It's the best. I feel like it's safe for me to give away his safe space. We're cleaning his house and open up the oven, and there are the hard drives. I'm like, why? And he wasn't conscious at the time. So eventually, when he gets a little better, I'm like, why was your backpack and your wallet and like 700 guilders in this oven? And he's like, because burglars never look in the oven.
Oh, my God, that's genius.
Yeah, but the problem is neither do I when I preheat a chicken. So
yeah, well, the good news was he had not refilled the propane bottles.
Well, there you go.
There was no chance of the oven getting turned on, not to mention George is not baking anything. Right. Like, George, not a big brownie baker, not a lot of Toll House cookies coming out of the house.
Not a lot of grannies coming by to bake for him. Yeah. Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
But his dad knowing all of this stuff, I mean, it was... his stories, he knows about all of the Disney involvement and
oh my gosh,
and all of the theaters and how the whole thing works. And then we were talking about stuff we love, and somehow aviation and old airplane parts, my love of when they repurpose anything airplane. You know, there's an airplane graveyard down past Grain Valley or whatever.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And sure enough, he used to work with the guy who owns it.
It's stories like these, they're going to be gone.
Yes.
Many already are.
Yes. So his father, I mean, we sat and talked. Well, you know me. But his dad's just an incredible father, incredible talker, incredible historian, like everything about it. Really cool. And but yeah, the fact that he rode the train on that 8th Street, the tunnel that's been now talked about for an entire generation, what was lost of all of the original plans, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
The fact he was actually on that thing.